Hi, this is Steve Spanoudis coming to you from Dublin, Ohio. Hello to the WNP audience. Look forward to everybody's pieces. Thank you many times over once again to Kai for doing this again and again for us. I really appreciate having this space. My piece for this week is titled Creatures of the Sky. 20 plus years ago, when we moved from the rolling green hills of Kentucky to the watery flatlands of South Florida, where the tallest point within an hour's drive is either the trash dump or triple-decker highway interchange, I realized too late how much I missed Kentucky's varied topography. But I also realized before long that while my new home on the eastern edge of the Everglades was flatter than any board ever envisioned by a carpenter, it was far from empty. It was filled, to a surprising degree, with birds of many feathers. My children watched the daily parade of ducks and ducklings through the yard, and the crew of white ibis that also came through daily, poking the lawn in search of insects and grubs, and the parrots chattering in the trees or flying overhead in flashing green flocks, and the woodpeckers, not the smartest of birds, pecking loudly at their own reflections in the windows, and the grackles, more percussive than any drummer I ever heard, and the grebes, whose fearful cries warned everyone of danger's approach, and the herons and egrets, stalking prey with perfect patience, swallowing things that violate Miss Piggy's cardinal rule of never eating anything bigger than your head. But my personal favorite of all these feathered creatures is not the biggest or the most colorful or the most elegant flyer, but the one best adapted to the place, the anhinga, or as the Seminoles call it, chentefuswa, the snake bird. I have an appreciation that for birds, the world is not flat. They exist in 3 dimensions, soaring and diving, perching and pouncing, creatures of the air for whom falling is a fear they have long mastered, with an elegance that makes us terrestrials look, even on our best days, to be clumsy, cumbersome cowards. And yet the snake bird does all the others one better. It can delve beneath the mirrored surface of the sky and fly within the water, seeking out its prey and spearing fish with its razor-sharp beak. What a strange freedom it must be to be fully at home flying in air and in water, able to fish in places too deep for other birds. What a wondrous gift for nature to bestow. But all gifts come with a price. Anhingas have no oil in their feathers, they cannot float, and they must sit patiently with wet wings and held wide to dry in the sun and wind until they can take to the sky and be bird-like once again. This makes them vulnerable to predators. What strange feature of karma insists on such compromises, such limits to their otherwise amazing adaptation? How is this fair? Or did nature decide that, unhindered, anhingas might take over the avian world and, like humans, disfigure the environment and send the world out of balance? Koyo niskatsi, as the Hopi would say. Their handicap is readily apparent. I wonder, what is ours? Or is ours not one, but a long list of things, many of them unknown? And our true handicap, our true limitation, is the not knowing. Once again, this is Steve Spanoudis coming to you from Dublin, Ohio. Thank you to Kai.